Hey, what's happening, guys? Corey Smith here with CoreFX, bringing you another technical pre-week analysis. Go over some of the technical charts here in the FX markets. Bringing this to you live through T3 Live, trading on YouTube. Make sure you like the videos, leave some comments, and subscribe to the page. You have a lot of great content here. Check out my website, corefxtrading.com, and really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it here. What I do with these videos is I go over, I just made and released a video on the news events for last week and the week ahead, top performing and underperforming currencies, what to look for, what to be aware of. And now in this video, I jump into the charts. There's some people that like to see both. There's some people that like just technical analysis. Some people that like just fundamental. So I kind of give you guys the option to pick and choose what you want, or do them both. So this is going to be the technical analysis video. So if you want to see some charting, this is the video to watch. Go ahead and jump right into it here. First, I'm going to cover the major pairs, which is the US dollar crosses, and then I'll go into a couple that are on my watch list to begin the week, or just some interesting setups. All right, so starting with the euro dollar, as you guys can see, we've been in a nice uptrend here. We had this inverted head and shoulders here that broke out, and if you take the neckline to the head, we get a one-to-one move. That's where we expect our target, so we still haven't hit our target yet, as you guys can see there from the head and shoulders patterns point of view. So our target will be up around 1220, so we could see this continue up to around that level for this head and shoulders pattern to really play out. But what I'm really liking about this pair is that we have beautiful uptrend happening right now. Give me one sec. We've got a beautiful uptrend happening. You can see we set a higher high, a higher low, another higher high now. I can see price, we have formed a little bit of a high base here, dropping to a lower time frame, you can see, but then again, I'm seeing a double top pattern here, right? So we're in a very strong zone now, as you can see here, very strong supply zone, overhead resistance. I think price can come back and retrace a bit. If we throw a Fibonacci out here, you can see the 382 lines up perfectly with this other zone that we've got here. So I could see price rallying back a little. The Eurozone is very strong, so I don't see too big of a sell-off. As I covered in the last video, though, we did see another missed CPI numbers reading last week, so we could see some follow-through in the weakness this week. That happened just on Friday, so we didn't have much time for the market to dissect or react too much. So we're going to have to wait and see, but I can see a buying opportunity down here around 119.50 if price does make its way back down. Pound. Similar story, we're in a nice uptrend. We got higher high, higher low, higher high. We've now hit this very strong resistance, overhead resistance and supply area. As you can see, we had an initial strong bearish reaction off it. Price has rallied up since then, but I think we are in check for a little bit of a retracement. A little bit of a correction here. We could see it come down, you know, maybe to this 50% level here before continuing higher, or maybe down to the 618 here. 382 would be a more aggressive bounce at the bottom of this base, but all in all, I think we could see a little bit of a rally here. As long as we hold this lower low here, we will remain in an uptrend. So even if price does collapse down to here, as long as it stays above that, we are going to remain upwards looking. So definitely looks good to the upside here, but just finding the right time to enter to join the trend is what we're looking for. Dollar CAD, we saw this reversal to an uptrend, and then we're trapped in this range for a while, as I went over in my last videos. And then over the past couple weeks, we did break lower, and price has just fallen like a rock out of that base. We're back down now, though, to this really strong weekly support, very strong demand zone. As you can see, price tried to move lower off of a bad US dollar news jobs report on Friday and a strong Canadian dollar. So this is a very strong move lower off of news. However, it did see some rejection. If I drop it down a little bit here, you can see price came down and did bounce up a little bit to end the day. So we could see this just continue to fall lower, and really there's nothing really stopping it from getting down to 121 again. So shorting this is definitely looking good. We have the 20 crossing under the 50 now. However, you can see we are a little extended. I would like to see a little bit of an opportunity to get in at a better price if we saw a little bit of a rally up here and then we saw price continue lower again. That would be the ideal setup, but the markets are always changing. You always have to stay on your toes, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Aussie dollar, another one just been ripping higher. Bounced off this weekly trend line here and gave us a false break here. We were in a downtrend, in a low base. I was looking for shorting opportunities, and then we came down and then just reversed and haven't looked back and shot all the way up. We're all the way back up now to 79. We did have a spinning top doji formation here on a strong demand zone, strong resistance. So I do think price is going to sell off a little bit off of here. I think we can see a little bit of a sell-off. Nothing too crazy, and then continue to the upside here, I think is possible. So we'll have to wait and see as well, but this is the ideal setup of what I would see happening. That would give me a good opportunity to get in on a better price. I do not like, although I'm a big time momentum and trend trader, I do not like buying on the top of that strong of a move. I can see the moving averages are all working out perfectly. They're all crossing over. It's starting to get into a nice uptrend. However, I think we're in due for a higher low to be formed, and that's when I'll start looking for opportunities to get long on this pair, but not until then. Zealand dollar, similar story. That was there just messing with some trade ideas. Very similar story. We bottomed out here, shot up, reverse trend, started an uptrend, hit this very strong overhead resistance demand zone, and I think price is going to react to this zone. I think we're going to see a little bit of a sell-off off of it. Nothing too crazy. Maybe back down to 71 here. Maybe we'll come down and test this support demand zone here, and then we'll continue from here to go back and resume the uptrend from there. We'll have to wait and see again, but nothing I'm chasing. I'm not chasing price up here. Just going to have to wait and see how the market plays it out. Dollar yen. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I called this was a decent opportunity to go long when price is in this range. Not a great trending spot, so it's nothing I'm really looking for trades on. However, I did notice that this very strong zone here was coming to be tested again. Fell right on the 50 to 618 fib level. It's my favorite zone of the fibs. And we saw price reject moving lower. So I posted it up on Instagram just to give you guys some ideas to look at. And this actually did end up playing pretty well. It went from about a 100 pip move off of the bottom here when I posted it. So a nice 100 pip move to the upside there. See if this can continue higher to the top here and what it does when it reaches resistance, or if it loses steam here and just continues to roll over and out to the downside. And then we have the Swiss franc. We did have it break a significant weekly support level, broke it, but a quick engulfing, bullish engulfing pattern off of that break. And you can see this is also a decent level here that it hit off of. As you can see with all these wicks and all this price action respecting this zone, we did hit a decent zone, bounced up, but then the 200 bounced it down again. And we actually did close the week with a shooting star candle. It's not in the best of spots, but it is showing that sellers came in and pushed it lower. So I would expect to see some weakness out of this pair. We could see, a little bit more of a basing pattern. This base could continue a little bit more before continuing lower, or it could just false break like we saw on the Aussie. This was just a false breakout and could come right back above this zone. We'll have to wait and see, but all in all, some decent opportunities presenting themselves here to us to start the year. Another pair I like is the Euro Yen. This is another one I've been posting a lot about. We had like a 4-month range here in an uptrend, rectangle trading range. Price finally broke out. I was looking for a little bit of a retest before continuing. This was all the retest we got, and then it shot up higher again. But if you see this candle we ended the week on, we have a doji, or you could call it a shooting star candle, right there in high territories. So we had this pretty strong move up without much of a base or retracement. We've now hit here. So if you throw a little Fibonacci action out here, you can see from this prior swing low move to the high, we've got this strong level that we were waiting for a retest right on the 50% fib. So we could see a nice opportunity of price to, rally back a little bit, maybe hit this 382, maybe hit this 50. If it comes lower than the 50, if we have a daily close back below this range and we have a daily wick tapping this and closing back up here, I'm fine with. But if we have a daily close below this level again, that's going to change my thinking. But that's how these markets work. We always have to be on our toes and ready to play what price action shows us. So I'll be looking for a nice buy opportunity down in the 134.50 range here and give us some kind of confirmation that price is going back up, and that would be a great trading opportunity. Then we've got the pound Japanese yen. As you guys can see, this daily candle on Friday broke and closed above this strong resistance. If I break it out to the weekly, you guys can see the weekly candle closed above This was a strong level here, and it's been respected multiple weeks here. And now you can see we had a strong bullish candle close above. So this is telling me Japanese yen is most likely going to go higher. Nothing's guaranteed in this, and everything's got to be taken into your own risk management and your own strategy and your own calculation. However, I do see potential upside out of the pound yen, and looking for buying opportunities on this pair is definitely going to be a good idea. Then we have the exact opposite with the pound Aussie. We have a nice bear setup looking to be here. We've got a nice support resistance level here. It's now acting as support. We have back-to-back days of the bulls trying to push price higher and the bears coming in and winning. You can tell that by these two high upper wicks. As you can see right in there, that's showing us that the sellers are coming into the markets and pushing price lower. Then we also have this nice bearish engulfing candle off of the 50 SMA and this resistance level here showing us bears want to push price lower. We're basing now on this support zone. Take the 4 hour, you can see this is a very clean support. And if we see a break of this in the right time period, that could present a nice shorting opportunity to the downside. All right, so that's another pair that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. And one more that I like is a little bit of a different approach. But this New Zealand Swiss franc, actually a trade that I caught a long opportunity on last week off of this move here. However, it did end the week tapping this resistance zone again with a very bearish rejection off of here with this shooting star candle. As you can see, last time it came up to it, we had this rejection wick. This time, we've got this rejection wick. So we got back to back. This is a double top formation. We've got two failures to pass this zone. Now, if we have a bullish momentum candle come in here and move down a little, I think we can come back down to at least retest the 69 level here. It's starting to reverse trend, so we had this nice trend line break, retest, continuation, lower high, higher high, but all in all, I think we could see a little bit of a sell-off here, and if you know, fundamental data starts playing its part as well, we could see this continue downside and maybe even break out of this uptrend that we just started. All right, but that pretty much sums up the charts that I'm looking at to start the week here. A lot of pairs we have. I like narrowing them down to the more trending pairs and the more ideal setups. There's also other pairs on my watch list just because they're in a trend, but it's going to take a few days for them to develop into something I'll be actually watching for a trade on. Something I go over in CoreFX. So thank you guys again for staying tuned to these videos. I appreciate it. Make sure you check back every week. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Comment on any ideas you have or any feedback you want to give, or just say hello. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos, and I'll catch you next week.